Chapter 1 of the Best Parents. You are listening at FameTV.info. In the northern October afternoon, the autumn tiger is the most powerful. The villagers on the ground, most of them rushed to double grab, endure the high heat, and worked in the field. The man in the village, at this moment, sweating and dancing with a sickle, wherever he passes, a piece of corn falls down. The few women who had been behind them quickly followed, and swiftly moved the corn stalks into bundles, put them on the cart, and sent them to the production team's warehouse. Those who can compete in the double tier are all experienced people. Therefore, the division of labor in the whole process is clear and extremely fast. Ye lousy, get out of here. You haven't / done more than half the work this morning. Are you ashamed of yourself? Hearing the angry voice of the village chief, the villagers who were stuffing their heads at work couldn't / help but look up to see the excitement. After hearing who the village chief was shouting, he bowed his head and continued to work. Ye lousy was scolded, that / normal. Yi Shoching, who was picking up wheat ears, raised her head and glanced at her parents who were sitting in the shade of the tree. With a helpless sigh, he led his brother to continue his work. In this era when most people are very simple and hard-working, her father Yi Laosi is simply a stranger. Yi Shoching / grandparents have 4 children in total, and his father is 4th, the youngest child in the family. From childhood to adulthood, whether it / a pungent and petty grandma, or a grandfather who has always been very serious outside, he loved him very much. Because of this, her father, Yi Jiangong, grew up so old and didn't / do any heavy work. Yi Jiangong has been wandering outside while other teenagers in the village were earning work points. Every time he was given a job, he could always find all kinds of reasons to escape. Although he hasn't / done anything sneaky, it is still looked down upon. But he has a thick-skinned face. Anyway, the centimeter of his parents and a few brothers is enough to feed him. As for the gossip of the people in the village, he didn't / care at all. When he was about to say a kiss, the girl from Shirley Bashiang was a little better, and she didn't / like him at all. And for those with relatively ordinary conditions, he felt that they were not worthy of him. Even if there are some young girls who are so confused by his face and want to be with him, they are prevented by their parents at home. During that time, the 2 old men turned their hair gray because of his marriage. As a result, when he was just in his early 20s, he found someone for himself. This object is Yi Shoching / mother Zhou Tsueyun in this life. Zhou Tsueyun is an educated youth. The family conditions are very good. In 6 years or so, he responded to the call of the country and ignored the opposition of his family. With enthusiasm, he took the initiative to come to the countryside to support construction. When I first came here. She is also determined to make a contribution in this strange land. How can a little girl who has been spoiled since childhood can adapt to such a huge amount of labor? So not long after, she cried and shouted that she wanted to go home. It is impossible to go home. In response to the call to come to the countryside, how can it be possible to let you go home without making a contribution in the countryside? Of course, it is necessary to take root here and engage in construction. Zhou Tsueyun, who couldn't / go home, thought for a long time, and finally made up his mind to find someone here, which can be regarded as finding a support for herself. In this way, Father Yi, who often mixes with lesbians, naturally picked up a bargain. The lesbians who come from the big city, even if they have to find someone here, they look at their faces. It / a coincidence, and the same is true of Father Yi. So if 2 people hit it off, it will naturally be a success. At the beginning, the Yi family was very happy that Dad found a beautiful young woman from the city. After the 2 got married, they discovered that there was a daughter-in-law here. This was for them to invite another ancestor back. Some light work, Yi Jiangong did it smoothly. But the work was a little heavier, and before Mother Yi refused, Dad Yi jumped off his feet and refused to let his wife do it. Therefore, after Yi Xiuqing was born, the work points of two people are only enough to feed themselves. Yi Xiuqing and her younger brother /s rations were basically subsidized by their grandma. Thinking of this, Yi Xiuqing sighed helplessly. In recent years, she has not said about Yi Jianong/s behavior. However, Yi Jianong has been spoiled by his parents since he was a child, and he has no consciousness of working at all. Before Yi Xiuqing was young, what she said was useless at all. Now that Yi Jianong and Zhou Cuiyin are able to earn rations to support themselves, is it the result of Yi Xiuqing/s tireless nagging for so many years? It is a pity, whether it is Yi Jianong or Zhou Cuiyin, it is a lazy habit after all. As long as the opportunity is found, I will try my best to be lazy. It seems that I have to recite them when I go back tonight. However, although Yi Jianong is a couple, lazy and selfish. However, they treated Yi Xiuqing and her brother very well. It is precisely because of this that Yi Xiuqing has not given up on them. www.novelhall.com. Moreover, Yi Xiuqing is still willing to do some labor within his capacity. Yi Jianong does not have the consciousness of his daughters. The captain/s words are not painful to Yi Jianong at all. Captain, it/s not that I want to be lazy. We grew up in a village, what kind of person I am Yi Laosi, don/t you know. Although I usually don/t like to work, but it is related to the interests of the collective, I have never been sloppy. I am really uncomfortable, so I just rest here for a while. Hearing his sophistry, the captain didn't/t wait to say anything. Zhou Cuiyin, who was sitting next to him, nodded hurriedly. No, my head is not feeling well these days. I let him rest for a few days, but he was afraid of delaying the team and had to come out. He really couldn't/t hold on. He just took a rest next to him. Although the interests of the collective are very important, but in his current situation, if he insists on working, if something goes wrong, wouldn't/t it cause trouble for the collective. Hearing Zhou Cuiyin/s words, Yi Jianong stroked his head and nodded with approval. Seeing the two of them singing together, the captain couldn't/t help rolling his eyes. Don/t come to this set for me, get me up and work quickly. I tell you, if you want to be lazy again this year, I will deduct your work points. At the end of the year, I see what you can do if you can/t eat. Hearing the captain/s words, Yi Jianong looked up at the sun hanging in the sky at this time, and the sweaty villagers in the rice fields. He rolled his eyes, followed the hand that Mama Yi was holding on to him, and lay down softly. Babe his dad, wake up, what/s wrong with you, wake up, don/t scare me. Listen to the full novel at FameTV.info, direct link in the description.